not extremely far physically. Like I've only really toured around the Ontario area and some in Europe for a while with a friend of mine as well. But it took me to a endless supply of entertainment and enjoyment and, you know, depression and all that madness that comes along.
Talk to me about that side of it.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, I guess. No, is that the right one?
Yeah.
You can't have all this great stuff with not having some bad stuff. So, I mean, now I don't drink as much now. Let's just say that. I do not drink as much now as I take a drink. I smoke mad dope to just kind of keep me calm and away from overly drinking. You know, I'm not at that point now where you drink and you just like disappear, turn into a monster.
Yeah.
I black out and I fucking do bad things to good people, and I don't want to do that anymore. So
has that been something you struggled with?
It wasn't a horrible struggle. It was mainly my girlfriend now took the brunt of it, and I've never believed that I could do the things that I've done in this very area, believe it or not, that I did after drinking, and it was like, holy fuck, I'm now one of those people that I've looked at before. I'm like, man, that guy's fucked. How could he do that? I've turned into that, and that was a big realization, and that had to change. So
is that fairly recent? That feels fresh.
It's in the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Some like to go even deeper, like some family stuff went on. I had this wedding with my brother in Jamaica, and he like went raging cocaine on me and my girlfriend in our room, and it separated my family for the last 3 years. I don't talk to them really like at all until recently.
Okay.
So that all kind of happened, and that definitely upped the drinking game. And I never did drugs. Like I never did coke or anything like that at all. Just again, I don't think marijuana is a drug, but I smoke lots of pot. So yeah, it's kind of a classic, you know, family destroyed, things crumbling around you. So
you dove in.
I wanted to make myself better because I didn't want to be the one doing these bad things anymore.
Right.
And I made a lot of changes. I got with my girlfriend Tammy, who's got 4 kids. I took on a huge jump with that, you know, taking 4 children. That's a insane experience. I don't know if you have children.
I do. I've got 2 kids of my own. I haven't had to take on anybody else's kids though. I couldn't imagine. There's days I don't want to keep mine.
No, it's a big. I like to call it a big fucked up relationship, but it's amazing at the same time because my girlfriend's such a angelic person, like spiritual, and she's medical. She's a genius. She has higher IQ than Albert Einstein and all that shit. But she knows her shit.
Yeah.
And she's opened me to spirituality and everything. And that also has made me realize, like you know, I don't need to be this way of drinking and personifying myself, you know, as a drinker and a crazy, because it was just like crazy all the time, just shows drinking, me going, let's do this, like literally just bouncing like a fucking pinball.
Were you one of those guys that sort of like identified with that, like that's who you thought you had to be?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
And I forced it so hard, and you know, people didn't want to be around me for too long because I would just get out of hand, but at the same time, I was a fucking rock star, you know, I was a fucking rock star. So I had to live that up too.
And that was in your head, right?
Oh yeah, drinking on stage. And I mean, we still played well, don't get me wrong. People would be like, you guys are the best drunk band I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, okay, so we're not doing bad.
So it sort of feeds into it, right?
But yeah, it's the classic story, you know, musician. I just fortunately haven't been banging needles like some maniacs.
Right.
You know.
You've probably been close to some of that stuff, though, right?
I've seen it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. You know, as most people do as they go through life, you can't really get away from shit like that these days, especially. I mean, what in like Victoria is people just laying all over the ground in the park, needles hanging out of their arms, you know?
Right.
I dated a girl, her like younger brothers were just like doing it, anything they could find, they would cook it up and just put it in their veins like that.
Really?
It's just like 18-year-old kids doing this, like.
From around here?
Oh yeah. This one guy was just like her. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even talk about that. Yeah, it was fucked up stuff.
Tell me the story without the details. Like without the identifiers.
It's hard to do.
Can't even? Yeah.
It's just scum. There's still scum.
Yeah.
There's lots of scum around here, you know. People doing oxys and perks and shit like that.
I don't think that's just around here. I mean, we've
of course not. It's everywhere,
yeah.
Absolutely. No, for sure.
But it's an issue here,
that's
too,
That's why I keep saying it's the classic, you know, classic, same story here. Dirtiness in the world.
Right. It's weird because the entertainment industry is so connected to all of that stuff all the time, too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's got the glitz and glam of the, you know, like you said, I'm a fucking rock star, but then you turn around and I'm a rock star, but I'm hanging out with the fucking guy who lives in the alley around the corner, right? Like, there's a lot of that shit.
Yeah. But you want to be part of that. That's like, I mean, because eventually one day you hope that the glitz and glamour comes along and changes the, you know, surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It's changed a bit for me. I've got some pretty nice surroundings, obviously.
Right.
But it was the experience for me. It was all about the experience.